What was the conversation that you and I had? We had a conversation on the flight home from India, or like.
Yeah, it was.
I was still
actually
not,
going to India,
India,
and I think we sat next to each other on the way back too.
I remember bonding. I remember that it's been something that we reflected on, like many years later. But I hadn't gotten sober yet. I was a fucking pile.
You weren't, dude. It was like the. So the conversation. So we're going to India. What movie was this? 2?
For number 2.
Yeah. We're going to India, and they paired Steve-O up with me on the 17-hour flight to India.
You guys flying first class?
The short end of the stick every time.
Steve, you were like, this was like the beginning of
the end.
This was the beginning of the gnarliest you could ever be in doing like drugs. Like
This was going to India.
Yeah.
So you got a nose full of cocaine before you got on the flight because there was
I didn't do any cocaine.
No,
during
he smuggled
that second movie.
But whippets
we
were
can't
cool?
really talk about that.
I probably smuggled drugs for sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. I made a whole
but I
video
do know
about
that somehow. But I do know.
What drugs did you bring to India?
I mean, I don't know.
Well, here,
I probably like swallowed a bunch of
Uppers, downers, lubes.
So let's just go back to the
conversation.
but I can tell you this. I do know that you did smuggle drugs because I smoked some weed out of your ass.
Okay, good.
So that came
grass.
from his butt.
Good.
So
Yeah,
I don't know how
grass,
it got
dude.
there.
I swallowed a condom. I probably swallowed like 5 or 6 condoms full of weed.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't just do one? You did like 5 or
Oh, dude,
6?
I got to the
packed
point.
like he had weed. Dude.
I got to the point. I didn't want to fucking choke on it, and I'm like, I fucking had like 5
and
or
I'm
6
sitting
of them.
next to him on this plane for 17 hours, and he's like, just wow, and I'm like, dude, so what's up? Like, where do you come from? Like, what's your story? Like, we got a lot of time to talk. Let's talk about real stuff. Let's talk about life outside of this cool shit we do of Jackass. And we got to talking, and I was like, man, like none of this really matters. Like, what matters is you. Like, you matter, and you need to take care of yourself. Like, everyone likes Crazy Steve-O, and we all love that Crazy Steve-O, but if there's no Crazy Steve-O anymore because Crazy Steve-O killed himself on fucking doing too many drugs, and you had no responsibility for anything, I said to you, I was like, you need to take care of yourself, man, and I love you, and I care about you, and I truly believe you have the ability to be a rad person. Because you were not a rad person at that point.
Definitely not.
And we talked and we kept talking and then we smoked weed from your butthole later on.
Well, what do you remember from that side of the story?
Talking about Steve.
Hey,
probably have a
remember that
different,
shit I was telling you on the plane?
perspective.
Fuck that. It's good.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. I just know that we bonded.
No,
That's all I
honestly,
know.
his response was totally like kind of shocked. I remember you were like shocked that I would even bring that up or talk about it, like because it was like your mortal enemy. You didn't want to like acknowledge what you were really doing, and I stopped you and made you acknowledge it, and you were like.
You're
concerned.
like, you're on my shit list for the next.
Yeah, was he
years.
combative or sort of like receptive and sad?
No, you weren't. You weren't
we
competitive.
We bonded. We had a bro down.
Yeah.
And so that was the second.
But that
movie.
was 3. How many years before you cleaned up on that?
About 2 years before.
2 years. And 2 years more went by. So that was like the beginning of really taking off that stuff. And then we did the MTV special, the 24-hour takeover.
But before that.
Everybody keeps talking about this 24-hour takeover.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
whatever, dude. It's called Steve-O's Hot Sauce for Your Butthole. And if you go on Amazon and type in Steve-O's Hot Sauce for Your Butthole and order yourself a bottle, you'd be really helping me. Because right now we're ranked number 30 on all of Amazon. And if you buy a bottle, we might go up the ladder. And that would mean a lot. So please get on Amazon and buy Steve-O's Hot Sauce for Your Butthole. Yeah. Yeah, dude.